Hey everyone, today we're going to be doing a back-to-back comparison. We're going to see which is faster on a single speed, a rigid or a hardtail, so having a suspension fork up front. These are both going to be done on my Surly ice cream truck, set up with the 29 by 3 inch tires, running a 32 tooth chainring and a 21 tooth cog in the back. Just trying to get warmed up a little bit before I go full gas. I'm pretty interested to see how this goes. I know I feel a lot more efficient with the rigid fork, especially when climbing, and you also get a really direct steering feedback, which is super nice. But yeah, I don't know. I think the suspension fork is actually going to help a lot on a lot of the more rocky, bumpy stuff.
The course I picked is 0.81 miles, and it climbs 125 feet or 38 meters. It has 3 climbs, 2 gradual, 1 steep and short, 2 descents, and a good mix of trail surfaces.
Okay, loop starts at this blue and purple rock stack. This is obviously the rigid fork test. Ready? 3, 2, 1. The climbing I'd expect to be faster on the rigid fork, but I don't really know. They used to say that about hardtails versus full suspension, but they're so efficient now. Lost the vector. This is steep. This part's gonna be an out and back. Whew. That's the final steep climb. So, falls flat. Is the turnaround? I think one thing with the suspension fork is I just feel more confident charging into stuff, even if it's a little less efficient. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, almost to the finish. It's right here. One last climb. I'm tired after that. I'm gonna take a little break, go swap the fork over, and then go for it with a suspension fork. All right, back with the suspension fork on for round 2. See how it goes. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. I can tell a difference a little bit. A little squishier. especially standing. But these long climbs, block it out. Feels pretty much like the rigid bike, just a little heavier. Unlock it. This is where I think it's going to make a big difference. I can plow a little more. So different. Lock it out. On the flat, or anytime you're pedaling and not putting a ton of power down, don't even notice a difference. Locked out. Man, this is way more uphill than I thought right here. Never realized it. I just tried to shift. Whew. Can never make that turn. Okay. Let's go. I would assume it's more efficient just on anything that's a little bumpy. It just helps you maintain your momentum a little instead of getting bumped up. It's feeling faster. We'll see. I don't know. Last climb. Up to the finish. There it is.
Let's go over the results. To make it as fair as possible, I created a private segment on Strava that started a tiny bit after and a little bit before the end of the course I had set. Once the results came in, the time on the rigid bike came back as 4 minutes and 58 seconds. The time on the hardtail came back as 4 minutes and 56 seconds, so 2 seconds faster. I'm a little surprised by the results. In my mind, there was no way the suspension fork was going to be faster than the rigid fork. It was just going to be way too inefficient on the climbs. But I was actually surprised how close they were. Is this the most scientific test in the world? Definitely not. But does it help me to understand that I'm not losing a ton either way? Yeah, it does. I will say, though, I enjoyed the time on the suspension fork a lot more than the rigid fork, especially on the little rocky sections. I even went for a little joyride to check out a new trail that some local kids have been building after my ride on the suspension fork. So, bottom line, like everything else in biking, it's going to come down to personal preference and what you're riding. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching this video. Go check me out on Instagram at Ride Year Round, and I'll see you next time.